What's up, everyone? Welcome to my brand new series, 10 Hour Titan. This is made as a guide for casual Destiny players. I'm going to walk you through how you can get the most out of the time you put into the game and make the game a little bit less overwhelming. Hope you enjoy. Every Tuesday, I'm going to play just this one character on this separate account. So there's no transferring over of gear or XP or any of that from other characters. And I'm only going to play this character 10 hours a week. And then I'm going to take that gameplay and turn it into like a guide to how to enjoy Destiny as a casual player. So here's the thing about Destiny. You guys know I play way too much this game and I love it. But one of the things about Destiny that turns people away is there's so much. So we're kind of bringing it back to the basics. You don't have to do everything in Destiny to enjoy it. So that means on my Titan, yes, 10 Hour Titan just has a nice ring. On the Titan, I'm not going to do any 6-person activities. So you don't need to do, unless it has matchmaking like Iron Banner, but like no raids or other six-person activities. The whole idea is to take this character, and whether players have 2 hours a day, Monday through Friday, or all day Saturday to play, if you want to be a Destiny casual player and have fun, I'm going to break down like what you should focus on or give you some ideas. So yay, people like the idea. So here's my disclaimer, and I'll probably put this in the first video. My disclaimer is, please treat this guide like a recipe. So if you're making a batch of brownies and I tell you to put in walnuts, but you're allergic to walnuts, please don't put in walnuts, but you can still make the brownies. You get what I'm saying? So the same thing with this guide in Destiny is, if you never want to touch Crucible, and I suggest going after the weekly Crucible bounties, you are free to just ignore that. You could replace it with extra strikes or a dungeon run or whatever you want to. It's customizable to what fits for you. Once you've created your character, you're going to be led through a couple of introductory missions. They don't take very long, maybe 15 minutes, but they're going to kind of walk you through how to use weapons, how to use your abilities, and all of that good stuff. Once those are done, you'll be sent to the tower, which is the hub of operations. Here you'll work with several different vendors for a variety of activities, and I'll walk through what those all are. Here's kind of an overview map. It doesn't have everything on it, but it has the key points, and we're going to touch on each of these characters that you kind of see. If you head in from the first landing zone forward and a little to the left, you'll first hit the postmaster. This is really important because this is where items will go if you're out doing missions or crucible or strikes or whatever activities and you don't have inventory space or you miss picking up something, it'll go to the postmaster. Now be careful because the postmaster can be full, and I speak from experience here. And if your postmaster gets full, you might lose out on getting something that you worked really hard for. Right next to the postmaster is Eververse. This is Tess Everest's store, and this is where you pick up cosmetic items. Some items can be bought with in-game currency called Bright Dust, and also you could spend money to buy silver if there was something you didn't have enough Bright Dust for. She also does regular sales or discounts, so keep an eye there. You can also earn cosmetic engrams called mnemonic engrams, and Tess Everest will decrypt them for you. Next, you're going to talk to Commander Zavala. He's the strikes vendor. He'll give you bounties that are weekly bounties or daily for strikes. Strikes are 3-person activities that have kind of a story going along, several sections, and usually a boss fight at the end. They can take anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes. There is matchmaking, or you can go in with a preset team. Next up is my personal favorite, Lord Shaxx himself. Lord Shaxx is the PvP vendor. PvP is referred to as Crucible, and there's a variety of different playlists. Single player is called Rumble. 3-person playlists include Elimination and then also Survival, which is the ranked mode. Several 6-person activities, Clash, which is just kill-based scoring, Control, which is more objective, and there's also rotating playlists that come through every week. Next is Banshee the Gunsmith. I've made it a habit to check in with Banshee every time I log into the game because he offers both weekly and daily bounties. The daily bounties specifically offer as a reward enhancement cores, which are needed for upgrading weapons and armor. Usually they're based around a specific weapon type or damage type, and they're pretty easy to complete in coordination with other activities that you're already going to be doing. Next to the gunsmith is the cryptarch. He'll take the engrams that you pick up doing activities and turn them into weapons or armor or other rewards. And that's about it. Moving over to another section of the tower, you'll meet Akura Ray. She gives you like completed story missions. She honestly doesn't have all that much use right now, but if you want to go back to her for nostalgic sake, you can do so. Past Sakura and up the stairs, you'll find Soraya Hawthorne. She's the clan vendor. So if you're part of a clan on whichever platform and your clan makes progress, you can get rewards from that. You can also pick up bounties that can only be completed if you have other clanmates in your fire team. That would include things like Crucible and Gambit. Winding down the stairs, you'll get to the annex where you can find the Drifter. You can also go to the landing zone there if you want to get to him quickly. He's the Gambit vendor. Gambit's a hybrid mode between PvE and PvP. It's a 4v4 mode. There is matchmaking also involved. Basically, both teams are in identical but separate arenas where you have waves of ads coming at you. And then there's a portal where you can send one player to the other side, try to slow them down, and vice versa. It ends up with a boss fight, and whoever kills their primeval first gets the win. On the other side of the map, in the hangar, you'll find Amanda Holiday, who offers ships and sparrows. And you'll also find Saint 14, who is the trials vendor. So if you want to get into some pinnacle PvP, you can go to Saint 14, pick up a card, pick up some bounties, but you will need a preset team of 3 in order to access trials. Once you've finished checking in with everyone at the tower, you're going to get a set of quests called Introduction. My recommendation would be to do them in this order. So Introduction Strikes, and then Crucible, and then Gambit. You'll be going back and forth between each of the vendors listed here and the activity. So for example, with strikes, you'll go and do one strike, come back, check in with Zavala. He gives you some bounties or progress on the quest. You'll go back and do another strike, and so on until you have everything fully unlocked. Once you've completed these 3 quests, you'll pretty much be set with all 3 activities, strikes, Crucible, and Gambit moving forward. Before heading into these activities, you can also pick up gunsmith bounties and be working on different types of weapon kills as you go along. It's also a great chance to try out different subclasses, jump, grenade, etc., so that you can kind of feel what's comfortable. As you are completing activities, don't delete your highest level gear for any individual slot. So even if you get a blue drop and it's a higher power score or number than something that you might have as purple, make sure to hang on to it because it'll help you get higher level gear moving forward. Great. Now that you have all these activities unlocked, you can work on 2 introductory quests at the same time. One is called Introduction Worlds, and the other is Introduction Quests. Both of them are going to require you to go to the same 5 planets, so it's really easy to do those alongside of one another. The names here at the top are the vendors for each of the planets, similarly to the vendors that you would find in the tower. And then the name on the bottom is going to be the part for that introduction quests. The good thing here is that you can track these quests, and they'll also show up on the map with a crown inside of a blue banner. And now you're off to explore the planets. For introduction quests, you're going to get a little bit of information about the planet, about the vendor, and kind of dive into some of the story for each location. Then for introduction worlds, you'll do a variety of activities on that map, including bounties, lost sectors, public events, and adventures. Bounties can be picked up from the planetary vendor. It's a little icon on the map of a person inside of a green crest. For adventures, it's a sword inside of an orange crest. Public events only occur sometimes, and they can spawn at various locations on the map. So you just have to keep checking back. It's that blue diamond with an orange diamond outside of it. The lost sector icon looks like a rainbow. It starts off as a brighter white color, and then it turns faded once you have discovered it. I had to stop a little bit short on week 1 because I ran out of time. I was making really good progress on the introduction worlds and introduction quests. However, I was about halfway through IO when the 10 hours ran out. I did make it up to level 860, which I feel like is a really good power game from 750 to 860. I'm going to see if I can get to level 1000 in the first 20 hours or after next week's video. Thanks so much for watching. I know there's a lot of information. Next video should be shorter. And remember, tune in on Tuesdays at twitch.tv/magicunicorn_ if you want to follow along with the action live.